Hello, my name is Dirk Yarker and I'll be your history professor for this class. Before we get into the actual class itself, I thought I'd introduce myself. Obviously, my name is Dirk Yarker. As far as my academic background, I got my bachelor's and master's in history at Western Illinois University. My main focus is generally ancient history, thinking ancient Greeks, ancient Romans, some Middle Age, so modern history generally isn't my forte, but certainly European history is where I have focused most of my efforts. The reason being is generally I find European history much more fascinating than American history, and that's just in part because they have much longer history than the Americans, for example. But I'm trying to expand my perspectives, looking into, for example, the Middle East, China, Japan, as well as American history as well. During my master's program, I did a study abroad in Greece. We were there for 3 weeks exploring some of the ancient sites, certainly, like the Parthenon, Acropolis in Athens. We went to Sparta and various other ancient sites, but we also saw some modern sites or Middle Ages sites as well, taking Greece all the way from the ancient Greek period to when they were conquered by Macedonians, later the Romans, then the Turks, and then later their revolution to free themselves and start their own state. So that was pretty fascinating. I certainly encourage anyone who has the opportunity to study abroad to certainly do that. It's certainly a moment of a lifetime. As far as a personal background, I grew up generally in Geneseo, Illinois, which is near the Quad Cities, around Moline, Davenport, Bettendorf area. I came down to Macomb, Illinois, to do my bachelor's and master's, and I have been there for quite some time, and now I will be going to Indianapolis. So, my parents are actually British. I am first generation American, so that certainly has some interesting aspects to it. Sometimes I do use British words, but I've been thoroughly Americanized, so I probably won't be using too many of those, but you might be able to pick up on a few words here and there without me thinking about it. So, rather interesting. I've been to England, I've been to Greece, both fascinating countries. I certainly would like to go out in that region far more frequently, but as it were, it is expensive and it does require quite a bit of time too. Over this past summer, I went to Washington, D.C. and saw quite a bit of the main sites like the memorials, Vietnam Memorial, Korea, World War II. Saw the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, Capitol Hill, Supreme Court, the National Archives, and just too many to name. I was there for 3 days and tried to hit everything. It's really fascinating out there too. It's certainly something I'm going to have to do once again. So that's a very brief background who I am. If you have any questions about my background or what I've done, certainly ask questions on the discussion board. I'm completely open to revealing some of my background. Some of my hobbies, just to forgot all about my hobbies. Some of my hobbies is obviously to read history, but also play a lot of video games which are generally based also in history. World War II flight simulators, or the original Call of Duty, for example, I've played. I've also delved into some sci-fi, like StarCraft. I have played World of Warcraft, although I have stopped, generally due to time constraints. I'm also married. We've been married for 2 years now. Very good time there. I do not have any kids yet, but I'm sure that will come one day. Just not quite yet. So yeah, that's my general introduction. Hope you enjoyed it, and please ask me any questions you'd like about myself during the course time. Alright, that's it for now.